Hey everyone, it's tournament selection day, so this is gonna be fun. Tournament starts next week on Tuesday night in Tempe. We'll be playing Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sunday. Tuesday and Thursday will be the first round. If you win your first round game, the Sweet 16 game will be on Sunday night. All games will be in Tempe, held in Tempe. Games will start at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and 5 p.m. on Sundays. So, you guys have any things before we get started with the selection?
No, I'm excited, man. This is gonna be a big tournament, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
You excited?
Intense.
Excited, man.
Yeah. We got 28 teams, so
28 teams, and what a crazy finish to the season.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's crazy. Seeding matters, man. Every game matters.
yeah. Only rule is no fill-ins. Your team must show up. Whoever's on your roster. If you show up with 4, you must play with 4 players. The only exceptions we might make that would be the free agent team, but we'll see. So we're gonna go from the 28 to number 1.
Yep.
So we'll announce the number 28 seed, Gilbert free agent team, 0-8.
Oh.
I don't want to spend too much time since we have 28 teams on each team. Quick thought on them.
0-8. Not much you can say
You
about
didn't see
that.
that play.
Hey, anything possible. One shining
Travis
moment.
Witter's on that team.
0-8.
So
0-8.
0-8. That's
Next.
not much to say. Next. Yeah, the number 27 seed will be the Tempe free agents, 1-7.
Slightly better. 1-7. Slightly better, but they're still 1-7. Actually, they played hard. They play hard. They just don't have enough talent out there. But they're a feisty group. But 1-7.
Yeah, DJ Kidd was gonna come out shooting.
Kidd's a shooter, yeah.
Myron.
Yeah.
So 26 seed, we have the Palm Valley Expansions.
Shake your head.
No, actually, believe it or not, that's a 26 seed that they play. They actually competed this season,
Yeah.
and they were out a guy last weekend, and they went back to their old selves. But they're just gonna have a tough draw right out the gate. That's all.
Oh yeah, being 26 seed playing at the 3 seed essentially is gonna be tough.
But they can come and play.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be a harder game for them. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're pretty much the same team as Aero Turbine from last season. Right?
Yes.
Oh, it's an Aero Turbine? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same squad. They just changed the team. 25 seed, we have the Toon Squad from Tempe coming in at 1-7.
They've got some good talent on there. I mean, they've lost a couple close games. They gave the Staff brothers some trouble a little bit, but
Yeah.
they've got a good squad. They got a lot of good individual players. I think this is the first year they've all played together, so I think that's the key for them. They just took time for them to gel a little bit. But they're a good team. They're a good team, but
They got
it's
a lot of
tough
good
draws.
perimeter shooters.
A lot of good perimeter shooters.
Yep.
They're lacking size. That's
No
always
size.
unheard of in the tournament. But I like their squad a lot. They got a good team. If they can stick together next year, kind of build upon this, they should be good. But
Yeah. Splash City, number 24, 1-7.
the Partee brothers.
Partee brothers.
A lot of shooters, no size either. That's another reason why they're 1-7. They'll shoot themselves in the game, they'll shoot themselves out of games, but they can't rebound, they won't play defense, so
Okay.
we'll see.
At number 23, we have the Supersonics from Scottsdale, finishing the season at 1-7.
One of the most disappointing teams I've seen. They've got talent all around. Travis Payton, Stewart.
They play in a really tough.
But it's a tough
league.
It's a tough league, but you expect a little more than one win. So
Yeah.
a little disappointed in that.
You played against them today, right? So
Yeah.
what did you think of them?
They just need to continue to compete.
Yeah, they compete hard. They lack size.
Yeah. They didn't put it together. That's all.
Exactly.
And then number 22, it is the Time Lifers then, right? Because they did lose tonight. Yep. So we got the Time Lifers coming in at number 22, finishing the season at 2-5. Disappointing. It's probably 2-6. 2-6. So yeah, this has probably been the most disappointing season for the Time Lifers since.
Well,
you
I mean,
know,
at the beginning of the season, they lost, MVP candidate
Danny, yeah,
Disick.
that hurt.
That hurt a little bit, but they just had no point guard to distribute the ball. They have a lot of wing players, a lot of scrappy players. They keep the score low. They move the ball well, but
No playmaker.
no playmakers. No true playmaker that can just drop 30, 40, 50 a night.
Nathan, although their big man Nathan Upis is a pretty solid
he
player.
was a solid player, solid, big, strong guy down low, but nobody to distribute the ball to them. That's the only weakness.
Yeah. So, number 21, we have Lockdown from Scottsdale, finishing the season at 3-5. So
They're identical to Time Lifers in my eyes, but they got a little bit better point guard play. they might be a surprising team. They actually play hard. They've got some good pieces on there. T.J. Becker's a good point guard for them. They got some good players. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave up a good battle to whoever they're playing.
Only problem with them, they've been having issues feeling 5.
That's the problem. The last 2-3 weeks they've had.
They come with 4 again on next week.
The story with most teams, right? Most teams don't show with 3, 4, 5 guys.
I mean, your record shows it.
Yeah.
Right. Either continuity, not showing up, playing inconsistent.
It's not a pickup game where you just pick up 2 other guys and hope to win the game. You know what I mean? You're playing against some good talent. So.
All right, moving on. We have at number 20, we have Mo's team, the Palm Valley Stars. Yes, still have 1 game left. Current record's 2-6. A little bit disappointing since last season.
Team fell apart. We had to put it together.
Exactly.
But like I said, I just told you, like the last 8 teams we named off, our record reflects how we've been playing. We've been playing better, but the continuity's just not there.
Not there. End of games, you miss shots in games.
Losing X, you think, was a big factor?
Oh yeah. And then losing Adam and Jimmy. Adam and Jimmy, just some hustle players. But the one thing that I do give the Palm Valley Stars a chance to do is they made a run last year. We're capable of making another run this year. It's all about the draw.
Exactly.
Okay. Number 19, we have Hidden Trips from Gilbert, finishing the season at 3-5. They had a big win last night over LT Bucks.
That was a big win.
So I think they started playing a lot better the second half of the season.
I think they were like 0-3, 0-4.
They started the season 0-3, 0-4.
Yeah.
They finished, picked up some key wins down the stretch.
Key wins. They started playing together a little bit better. Ryan Brown started playing a lot better towards the end, hitting some threes. But
it's a dangerous team.
I mean, a couple years ago, that same team with Archie and Ryan, they were favorites to win the championship. So they've got the talent, they've got the pedigree. But again, I mean, 3-5, they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
The point guard plays big for them. If they can get a point guard to kind of distribute the ball better, they'll be okay.
They have that one player, what's his name? Connor
He's
Helbig.
Good. Connor Helbig.
He's a player.
Good player.
So, yeah. He'll be one to watch in this tournament.
I agree.
So, he'll be one of the newcomers.
Yep, newcomers to watch.
Yep. So, number 18, we have LT Bucks from Gilbert, finishing the season at 4-4. Team that started with like 15 guys, ended up with like 6 guys. So
that happens. Weed them out.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous team. They've got some Lawrence.
Lawrence is a player.
Lawrence is a player. You got to keep up with Lawrence.
That kid is
Quick,
playmaker.
Gets
to the basket.
rack. This is a good team. I think this is one of the teams you got to definitely look out for, like the Palm Valley Stars from last year. This team plays with energy. They can score in bunches. They're scrappy on defense. So this is definitely a team that I think can move out of the first round if they get a good draw coming out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think out of the bottom half of the bracket, they're the one team that they can make some noise.
Lawrence is just a playmaker, man. He can carry that team well. So if he gets a good draw, like
depends
I said,
who shows up as well too.
Well, you got 15-6. You're gonna lose some players. So hopefully they have enough players show up. They are a dangerous team. I will warn who's ever they're playing against to watch out for this team.
Yep. And then we have number 17. What happened? The Bulls. 4-4 from Tempe. This used to be the powerhouse in Tempe. So
change.
Exactly.
Movements.
That's exactly
changes at Bourne would say change. Go ahead, Bourne.
I'm gonna say that they've got maybe 2 players from the Bulls we recognize. Brandon Walker and maybe they've lost so many players over the years, over the last seasons. So that's what happens. You got a strong team, but then people, you have this attrition that happens. People start moving teams. People leave. People don't want to play anymore. So.
And then I think that what they're missing. I think you touched on this before, you and Javon. Is they're missing a point guard play.
Yeah.
Brandon is a true 2 guard.
2 guard.
Yeah.
Who's the other dude on the team with the dreads that just cut his hair?
Marcus Atkins.
Marcus Atkins. There you go.
He's a slasher.
But they don't have a point guard to get him in order.
That's exactly what. When they won the first couple seasons, they had Mark Noosh, Tim Howes, great point guards. They had energy. They could move the ball, distribute the ball. Lately, they haven't had that same energy. So you're exactly on point, Mo.
Yeah, you're right. The loss of Mark Canouche has been.
Mark Noosh is big because point guard plays big. If you don't got a guy who distributes the ball, offenses move.
Speaking of point guards, next team has a great point guard in the Hungry Hoopers from Gilbert, 5-3. Carter Russian's a point guard.
Oh, Carter.
Yeah. He's a playmaker. He makes that team go. I don't know if you watch him play, but that team gets up and down. They're a bunch of young kids, but
Carter has great handles. I mean, he distributes the ball really well. It takes it to hold strong for he's probably 5'8", 5'9".
Oh yeah, he's small.
Small but quick.
Got vision.
Handles, good vision. get him open shot, he hits him down. So that's a scary team too.
Yeah. That actually started as a free agent team. So it is a free agent team.
It is a free agent team. That's actually
for them to be ranked 16
as a free agent team.
Yeah,
that's impressive because they were just a bunch of guys who came together.
Yep.
But with Carter and everybody else, they just played hard.
Isaiah Bolton's another shooter too on their team.
Isaiah Bolton's a scorer too.
It's a good backcourt.
It's a good back. It's a little smallish on that side, so they might have trouble against bigger guards. But they can create. They're quick enough to kind of make the plays. But defensively, they might struggle a little bit in the tournament.
Yeah. And then number 15, we have the nobodies right now from Palm Valley. Actually, that's the ones me and Bourne was. That's the one. See, we're not sure about because they're playing the Gladiator School, and they have the same record right now.
Right.
So who do you see winning that game?
Honestly, I believe the nobodies will win.
Okay. Yeah.
The reason why is I've seen Gladiators play in spurts. They have good energy, but they can get a little reckless. And they have some fortunate win where they have played teams out of double headers.
Yeah.
Where a team come in tired, not taking nothing away, they play with great energy, but they get a little out of control. Where the nobodies play that same type of energy, but they know who to go to. They have a good point guard in Isaiah Lopez. They have some good pieces in Chad that can shoot a little bit. Big Latrell Spivey, Alex that can bang them.
They have all the pieces.
And so they have all the right pieces, and then they have a shooter in Dustin that can knock it down. So they're a little more controlled. They've been together, believe it or not, because they have played together in school. So they have a unity that other teams are still, believe it or not, searching for.
Look, and that's big in the tournament because you want to be able to play with players you understand, because the game slows down a little bit. You got to be able to move the ball.
Right.
Half the teams you just described in Scottsdale too, they haphazardly play, they play too quick, they have this energy that bursts, but sometimes last 2-3 minutes they don't know who to go to. The teams that are under control, they can slow it down, they move the ball well. They usually end up winning the games in tournament play.
It's going to be a very interesting game on Sunday.
Okay.
I have the nobody win, but I don't put it past the Gladiators to win because when they do show up and play a full game, they're a pretty competitive team.
Good.
Yeah. So now, after you telling me all that, we might have the nobodies a little low. So I think they'll be switching, depending who wins that game, they'll probably be switching spots.
We'll switch it up.
That'll be the only game though.
Right.
I think everything else in Palm Valley is pretty set.
Right.
Old School's not going to lose a game. So,
Right.
Okay, so we have number 14. We have the Weedham boys from Scottsdale finishing 4-4.
But it gets them tonight.
Played against them tonight, right?
Yeah. They got a big man. He shot pretty well.
Oh, Adam, Adam Grimes. They picked up Adam Grimes down the stretch,
They play with energy. They fight. They communicate well. Like I said, there's another team that is in the middle of the road because I can tell they played inconsistently at times.
Exactly. That's exactly it. They go in spurts like you're talking about. They go in spurts. They can score. Tristan Thompson scoring hitting those threes, but there are times their defensive lacks a little bit. The rotation's slow to move over.
Right.
And when their shots don't go in, the defense lacks a little bit. So teams are going on 12-0 runs against them. Then they'll go on an 8-0 run, but then they'll give up a 15-6 run. So that's the inconsistency I see with the Weedham boys. Right. They play hard, but they're just not there all the time. They play with a lot of energy, but there's some inconsistencies, some just lack of rotation on defense as well too. So they struggle.
One thing I know they're hungry this year because they've been one and done the last 2 seasons.
And I picked them to be high every year.
Yeah.
I've been high on them every year because the talent's there. But like I said, sometimes there's 2, 3, 4 minute spurts where they just don't show up, and they lose ground on that. And there are games where they're up by 6 or 7 with 3 minutes to go and they lose it.
Yeah.
Because they can't play the defensive rotation. They don't get there. So we'll see who shows up. But like I said, I've always had high hopes for them in the past, but I might have given up on them this year.
Yeah. Maybe it's you.
Maybe it is me.
Maybe you're picking against them. Maybe they'll do better because of you. So, all right, moving on. We have Twisted Steel with Sex Appeal coming in at number 13. They finished the season at 4-4. Another Scottsdale club.
Scottsdale's deep, and this is another team that's up and down, as the record shows. One win, they'll win. The next week, they won't show up, and they'll lose. They'll lose by 40. The other games, they'll win by 26. So it's so hard to gauge this team because they've got some good players. Tony Donald is a beast down low. Sean Fincy is a great shooter. You got hustle players and Justin Ross and Bjorn, but
this is a team I think if they were in another league, they would probably finish in the top 3.
I agree.
Talent-wise, they have a lot of talent.
They have a lot of talent. I mean, TJ's down there. They just have a lot of size, a lot of players, but
They ain't got the point guard, Brandon too. Don't forget.
Brandon's a good player too. They've got good pieces. Just like you said, if they're in another league other than Scottsdale, they might be 6-2, 7-1.
Yeah,
It's
easily.
that good. It's just that when they play against other teams,
Yeah.
they're
Scottsdale just deep this year.
Yeah.
It's just
They're deep.
They're top 5 in
So
Scottsdale.
I
It's,
like them a lot. I like them a lot. If they can get it together in the tournament,
Yeah.
hopefully they come through. I like them a lot to maybe advance in the first round as well too.
Okay, number 12. We were just talking about them. Oh, well, actually, no. Number 12 switched, right?
It's
So-
either 12 nobodies or Gladiator School.
But no, we're gonna have Bad Boys.
Oh yeah.
Bad Boys are number 12. Finishing the season at 5-3. They're from Tempe. That's a team. I don't know if they're gonna have 5. That's a team I'm a little
We
worried.
played them twice. I
Yeah,
mean,
we
most
played
of
twice.
that.
Their thing is they can't, they lost, had some injuries.
Yep.
Waylon, where are you?
Yeah.
Because you haven't been there 2 weeks. You're their point guard. You're the engine that could.
The team
Brett,
captain.
You picked up a great piece in Trish.
Yeah.
That
Great
is a
shooter.
great
Lights
knockdown
out,
shooter.
lights out.
Fred has been playing unbelievable everywhere he goes right now. It just we don't know if y'all gonna get 5 there.
Yeah.
That's it.
That might be a top seed that goes out because they might not have 5
They
guys.
they only have 3-4 every time they show up. But here's the thing: they got a big man at Reggie. They don't go utilize a lot. I think if they just go down a little more to him, utilize him just a little bit more, go inside, go outside, give Fred some open shots. That's a dangerous team. But it just seems like they just don't play together all that well. They go in spurts, like you said. If Waylon's there, it makes them go. They'll win. But
Yeah.
I mean, we played them a couple times and we beat them a couple times.
And
Yeah.
like I said, it's hard because you know their game. It's
Yeah.
going to be a setup. It's going to be push to kick to shoot.
Yes.
If they put a little more pressure at the basket, get a couple more jobs, it'll open them up.
That's
for
what I'm
everything.
thinking. Just go to Reggie. Reggie's a big man down low. They just go inside a little more, opens them up. But
Yeah.
But they're a dangerous squad. But if they don't show up again, they might be one of the top seeds. One of the top seeds get upset. In my opinion.
Pretty tough to win with 4 players.
That is
Doesn't
true.
matter how talented you
That is
are.
true.
Right.
This league is too deep, man.
So, number 11, we have the Set It Off guys from Gilbert's, finishing at 5-3.
This is almost
That-
Bulls
2.0.
2.0.
Bulls 2.0.
Brandon Walker, Host, Maggiano.
You know what? That team just got on a good run early, and took advantage of some easy games.
Yep.
And they have continuity. So you got, that's believe it or not, that's what the season's about. Is you want to get on a roll so you don't have to be caught in a position where you have to have a hard battle
Yes.
right out the gate.
That is true.
Yeah.
In the tournament. So they got a good break, but I like the unity they have. They got some size.
They got size.
They got pieces, and
Jason
they're gonna come.
Lovell.
Yeah, they're gonna come to play.
Yeah. I like that team a lot. I think if they can put it together a little bit, they've got a good set of players. Brandon Host is on that team, right?
Yeah.
Lavelle, Jason Harrison.
I think they're just lacking a playmaker as well.
a little bit of playmaker. Another
Kind of like the Bulls.
Maggiano, he's their point guard. I want him to be a little bit more aggressive, create a little bit more, but they've got some good shooters on there, so we'll see. They've got all the pieces.
Okay, so now we have number 10, right? So
Yeah.
we're going to have Gladiator School as of now.
Or nobody.
Yeah, it's going to be Gladiator School or nobody's.
Winner of that
at
one.
the
Like I
10.
said, we already talked about both of them teams,
Yeah.
and we're gonna let Sunday decide that one. How about that? We already
There we
talked
go.
to it.
There we go.
But I do like the captain of the Gladiator School. Shout out to Darren Williams because he's the motor.
Yeah,
He's that
he's a
motor.
warrior.
Like I said, I just think at times they get out the wheels to come.
Too fast.
They just going too fast, and they can, like you said, most teams that we see that's in the middle of the road, they can play really good,
Yep.
and then they can let a team back in just because they'll just make careless mistakes.
Mistakes are big. Mistakes are big at this team, yeah.
Okay, number 9, the most overrated team in the tournament.
Bad.
Step Brothers!
Everybody hates on the staff. 6-2 though. Record speaks for
No,
itself.
numbers don't lie, homie.
We did play free agent twice. And
Hey, and one of them was against Brandon Bell, who was our pickup. That was our transaction.
Hey.
Shout out Brandon Bell.
we're the staff.
Yeah.
He's the brother.
There's no talk about our easy schedule, but it is what it is.
Look. Everybody knows what it is. Brandon Bell makes his team go, but
Yeah.
everybody else, we all know how to play. That's the thing.
You know what? But this is something that people don't give us credit for. We know our role.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the thing. Yeah.
Brandon, y'all
I know my role.
the whole
not
league.
shoot the ball and
No,
just
you-
pass the ball to Brandon.
You get your shots. Bourne gets a shot, but guess what? Everybody in the league knows who's our scorer. Hi, Brandon. Everybody knows.
Mr. 71.
Mr. 71.
You
But
stop
guess
Brandon,
what?
you stop us. It's
Yeah.
as simple as that.
But guess what? But we have came together to understand how to find our shots,
Yes.
how to play off of, and he's trusting us more
Yes.
to get a shot. You know what? And we've been scrappy on defense.
Yes.
You know, I take the brunt of guarding the best player most of the time. But you know, that's just what I come to do. And like I said, we're up there for a reason.
But that's the key. You got to play as a team. You got to know your role. You
Yep.
can't have your center bringing up the ball, point guard all the time. Making turnovers. You got to know your role. You got to play as a team. That's the key.
We trust each other.
You got to trust each other. You got to make the shots when you can. We were down a lot of times in the second half, but what we do is scrappy, like you said, play some defense, lock down a little bit. Try to get the rebounds. Our rotation's a little weak. I think our rotation on three-pointers. We probably getting up the most threes in the league, to be honest with you.
I don't play any defense.
Oh, you don't?
I don't guard anybody.
You space. You guard space.
But you know what? But even understanding
Nash.
that, we know what we do well, we know what we don't do well, and we try to limit our mistakes. I do think we do take care of the ball a lot better than a lot of teams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have 3 point guards on the team.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of good ball handlers on
I
the
agree.
team.
And that's the key. That's the key.
Yeah,
You
we'll
got to
move
hide you
on.
on defense.
Let's move on.
Box at zero.
We can talk
Box
about
at
our team
zero.
the rest of the show, but I don't think everybody wants to hear about it. So we'll move on. Number 8, we have X over from Scottsdale, finishing at 5-3.
They started off slow. They probably lost, I think, the first 2 games. I think the championship game kind of warned them a little bit. They were kind of a little hungover from the game, but they picked up a great player in Dwayne Pettis.
Yep.
You still got DeLon making plays.
Adding Emery range helps.
Emery Reigns helps. This is a scary, scary number 8 seed. I mean, they are number 4 in Scottsdale. I mean, in any other league, they'd be number 1 hands down.
I mean, every season they make a run.
They'll make a run.
They've been, Final 4 or better? I think every season.
I mean, they lost Fred last year, and they still went to the championship before that, and then they just win.
So
the biggest
kinda
key is
amount.
that losing Tim was big because he's kind of the leader, the captain, makes us kind of go a little
Spreads
bit.
the floor.
Spreads the floor. Kind of the leadership, kind of the calming force behind that team. So that was a big loss, but
All I have to say about that is this: you better have your energy when you play this team. Because if you don't have the energy, they're gonna come with it. And even if they don't come with it, they got one dude that will bring all the energy for them and try to fire them up, and that's DeLon Stevenson.
Either that, bring your headphones so you don't
goes-
still play. he will talk you out of the gym, man. Don't get him started because his energy.
Wait, man,
That kid's got a motor, though.
How many people we have like that, including myself?
Exactly. That's why I love this league, man. But they're a dangerous squad. I think that's a team that can creep up and make the championship game easily if they just play like they did.
They made a run last year. Let's see if they can do it again.
That is true.
Next we have Game Over 2.0. This is the Gilbert Game Over. They finished at 6-2. Almost won Gilbert. They almost came down to the last game.
Came down to the last game, point difference.
But it's pretty much the same team they have in Tempe.
Yeah.
So they're going to have 2 chances. So
First round mountain. Hey, how's it going? UH live last week of the regular season.
Not Mike again.
Yeah, we got Mike.
Yeah,
now
I'm here,
too.
man.
We got Mike Rose, and we got Josh Hunter for Game Over. They got first place in Tempe now. Now we're gonna speak about the playoffs. You guys are going to the playoffs next week. You guys should have a good seed in the playoffs. You guys will probably play. You should win your first game. I mean, not like Donald and company last season.
Not like last
Yeah,
season.
so what do you guys do differently this season to, get at least to the first round of the playoffs?
Hey, Mike, he microphone's right here. We're gonna come out with a lot more intensity. Last year we just kind of came out with, we knew we were playing a lower seed and we just kind of played down to their level. And by the time we got our heads out of our, it was too little, too late. So we'll come out hard, and we're going to be hurting. We're going to be missing one of our bigs for the playoffs, but we got good chemistry. We've been playing for a long time together, and we'll come out strong. So,
Yeah, you guys really need to come out strong, especially first night. Everybody can be watching. They're gonna get reads on you, so you can't be shooting 30%. We can't have bad turnovers.
We'll keep the ball out of Mike's hand. We'll be good.
Hey, man.
we'll be all right.
If you want to win, let Booby spin. And stop trying to say that we lost in the first round last year, man. Did y'all make it?
Hey,
on.
we ain't speaking about me.
Did he make it to the playoffs?
The interviews have.
If you didn't
the
make
interviews-
it, if you don't have a shot at temp in the playoffs, then you can't conduct no interviews. But all jokes aside, whoever we got in the first round, we're going to take them very serious. You know what I mean? We got to win these 4 games and then we're gonna win over there. We got first off, Fred. I'm coming after Frederick Dudley. I don't like all that. You know what I mean? Now I got a personal vendetta against Frederick. It was against Waylon and Quentin. Quentin blew his patella tendon. Shout out to her too. Say hi to the camera.
Say hi. Say hi. Johnson Company and his family. Yeah. You know, supporting.
But Fred, we're coming for you, man.
Fred did drop 47.
What's you guys' inspiration?
Now I can't show the interview.
Where are you guys gonna take it? Champion this year?
Championship?
I mean, we're banger buster season.
Hey, we got because we're playing Scottsdale too, right? Scottsdale and everything like that.
Scottsdale, Gilbert.
Yeah, we gotta. We're looking for
the.
Yeah, we're looking for some of those Scottsdale teams. We gotta.
I think we're the East Coast and we're going against the West Coast. I think that's what it is.
If we don't win, then it's a complete failure of the season. No more of this winning one game in the tournament.
If you lose.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you, you're a failure.
Hey,
you're a failure,
we
Mike.
might have to change our uniforms from game over if we don't make it. But yeah, no, we're looking for the championship. We're looking for a Scottsdale team. So we didn't do as well as we wanted to up in Vegas, and this is our time to redeem ourselves. So
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish you guys the best in the playoffs. So team game over. They're gonna try to take it all this season. So tune in for playoffs next week.
Hey man, don't be trying to play us. You keep pointing out this first round loss, man.
Donald, where's Donald at?
He said the essentials they have. Point guard.
Yep.
They have a good inside-outside game.
Josh Hunter inside.
Hunter inside. You know.
Good shooter in Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Mike McCoy is a good shooter.
Mike Rose, their defensive stopper, energy guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Donald, he leads the team.
Yes, he
believe it or
does.
not, he allows Mike Rose to do his thing, but Donald leads that team and he puts them in position. And Josh, they feed off each other well. I think sometimes what hurts them is in late game situations. They really don't know who to trust at the end of the game. That's what I've seen.
They don't have that go-to scorer.
Right.
That's going to
They've
get
got
them.
about 3 guys that want to take the ball. They just don't know who to get at what certain points like that. Donald can take the shots, Mike can take the shots, Jeremiah can take the shots, but sometimes they're a little haphazard with it. So that's a great point by that.
And this is number 60, national champion. Ball so hard.
Number 2 is Scottsdale, number 1 in the nation. That math
Number 1 in the
doesn't make
nation.
sense. That's how deep Scottsdale it is. But that's the key. They got. Scottsdale just so
Are they
deep.
coming off 2 straight losses too?
Dave, no.
No.
Did they just lost tonight?
They just lost tonight. They lost early in the season, probably the second or third week.
They lost to Mike Bibby's 20 or better early in the season. So, but tonight they didn't have Zach. And I heard they had a 20-point lead. I didn't watch the first half. They had a 20-point lead on Splash Brothers.
They had a 20-point lead on Splash Brothers.
So without Zach, I mean that's pretty impressive.
That's true. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, D-Mac, Brandon Bell, Gabe at point. Having Gerald back was big too. Gerald's hitting shots down the stretch.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Gerald is still in the gymnasium right now putting up shots. He's getting ready for the tournament himself.
Buckets.
Yeah.
Shots.
I mean, they're the national champions.
National champions.
We cannot count them out.
Putting him 6 is almost disrespectful.
This is really disrespectful. I am sorry, guys. I almost.
But use that as fire. But that's not our fault. I mean, they coming off 2 losses. That's just the level of competition they're playing against.
Well,
so
look.
But let's be real.
They lost 2 games in the national tournament and then we ran through it.
Yeah.
So is that going to happen in this league? We'll have to see. Everybody has to stay too.
If Darnell's nudged and rally the team together, he can.
Well, let's be real. I mean, if the top 4 seeds didn't get the automatic top, buys, I think they're a top 4 team in the state.
Oh, easily top 2.
But because we gave the top 4 seeds all the division winners, that's the only reason
that's
they're at
the
6.
But you see that in any sport.
That's the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is.
Look at the Western of the NBA. I mean, you're gonna tell me the number 5 seed in the East is better than the number 7 seed in the West now.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, look. You seen Atlanta with the best, supposedly the best team in the East.
Yeah.
Also, Hart actually had some words after the game. We were real to.
we have the beep ready.
Yeah.
The sensors ready.
Let's go to that video now. LJ had some words for the Splash Brothers. So here's LJ now.
Hey, if they would have been that tough in Vegas, they might have won. But instead, they not.
Man, don't talk that bummy ass nigga.
National champ still. They ain't beat us yet. There's some regular season bullshit. Y'all can mute that out what you want. Regular bullshit. Regular season bullshit. Regular season bullshit. Regular season bullshit. If I knew you ain't gonna be up.
The word out.
That was funny though. No, I don't care.
I just try to stay out of it.
Well, it started out as like good humor, like we got you a playoff. Then it just started getting personal. Everybody just started attacking each other.
All right, well that was LJ and Fred. I think we have a rivalry officially.
Hey,
This might be the top rivalry in Arizona.
You know what's
right
funny?
now.
In
Splash
Vegas,
Brothers
in
and Balsa
Vegas,
Hard.
they were giving each other high fives, rooting each
I
other
know.
on. Now it came down to
Now
this.
it's like,
I'm gonna take you out. You nothing. you ain't nothing. Your team sucks. Dang.
yeah.
I even heard I'll walk slow to the parking lot. Oh my goodness.
Hey, it
dude.
started as good humor, like, oh, we'll take you out. It's a good win, but we'll get you. And it started getting a little more.
But you know what?
Personal.
That's just the competitive.
Oh, I agree.
Like I said, you know, even in the teams were among each other, they were trying. But Balsa Hard is a team that they're scary
No.
because they have all the pieces.
Here's the thing with Balsa Hard. They play great defense. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If they can put their mind to it, their offense might show up, but that's what we saw in the national tournament. Their offense wasn't there, but their defense locked in everybody
Their
down.
defense is
Incredible.
hands down.
And
They've got one of the best defenses I've seen, hands down.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we'll move on. Number 5, we have 20 or better. Mike Bibby from Scottsdale. Disappointing. I mean, it came down to the last week. They were pretty much a top seed in Scottsdale, and then Splash Brothers
Splash Brothers, I mean,
overtook them.
Well, I mean, 20 or better. They came as advertised. Bibby's knocking threes down, moving the ball. Seth tonight was at 1.8 for 9 3-pointers, 4 for 4 regular shot. He had about 30 points in the first half, just killing it. That team came as advertised. They got the big men due, 7-footer. If he's down the middle playing the game.
The one thing I've seen that they do lack, and they don't lack pieces, but you can't turn it on and off like a light switch. They have to come engage, even like tonight, you know, without Bibby, they had their 5, and they end up winning easily. But they're joking around, playing around, because they're that much better than team. And sometime, and I think they got caught last week against Splash Brothers. They tried to turn it on too late, it was over.
Yep.
You can't turn it on against a team that can play.
Well, that's exactly what happened last year in the playoffs to me, I think, with Game Over. They came in joking around, thinking they're number 2 seed, playing a number 15 seed, thinking,
And
we
yes,
got this,
upset
we're number 2 seed. What happens? People are going to come in and compete. You can't just lollygag around thinking you're just that much better, because you know what? These are grown men out here. They're going to want to compete and going to want to beat you down.
3, we have Donkey Punching Kangaroos. Finished undefeated in Gilbert, 8-0. That's another team I'm not even sure if they're going to have 5. Because
That's the thing, man. I think the Gilbert League was a little bit. The competition was good, but not great.
Yeah, it was decent.
They're decent, but they won their games. I mean, with Fred and everything. But towards the end, they only had 4 players again.
Yeah.
So they lost
Fred
their
carried.
captain. I mean, losing Brett was big.
Yeah, losing Brett for the season was huge. It's going to really depend on Kenny or Stewart. If those two guys, one of those guys should show up, they'll at least have 5. But if they don't, it's going to be all she wrote.
I agree. That's another.
It might be the first top 4 seed to go down.
If I had to choose a top 4 seeds to go down, I would choose them just because they might not have all 5.
Yeah, and like I said, Fred can only do so much.
Exactly.
He's riding a wave right now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
going for 40 a game,
Yeah.
almost everywhere he goes. And right now, you know, you got to think. You know, I hope it doesn't happen to him, but you know, there's going to be a game where it's just not falling.
Yeah.
and they don't have enough pieces.
Happened in the tournament. Fred struggled a little bit in the national tournament, and that's what happens. If he doesn't go, sometimes it's, you know, he makes most teams go just because it's so damn good. So if he's doing too much, if he has to do too much, and he's getting tired or playing the shots,
Yeah,
that might happen with the Donkey Punching Kangaroos. Because I mean, yeah, if Kenny shows up, they're great, but if Fred has to do too much, they might struggle a little bit.
Right. And will the bye hurt the top 4 seeds is my question. Because they won't see an easy game out the gate.
That is true.
No,
They
they're
will see
automatic top 16.
That is a great point. They're not seeing the 28 seed. They're seeing the number 16 seed, which is middle of the road, which is pretty damn good still. So, great point, Mo.
So we're actually going to catch up with James Braxton to get his thoughts on the playoffs. So here's James.
With James Braxton of Donkey Punching Kangaroos. Big overtime win against Game Over 2.0. How are you guys feeling going into the playoffs?
Easy work, yeah. We knew this was going to be undefeated season, so we're ready for the playoffs to get some real teams.
Okay. Playoffs is, you know, the whole state combined. So there's a lot of teams in other leagues that you guys have also played against. What's it going to take for you guys to beat those top teams in the other leagues?
Just do what we do. We got a nice game plan here. We got shooters, we got scorers, we got rebounders, we got passers. We a team here. It's 5 of us. We get work every week.
All right, thanks.
That was James.
It's good to see him back in the
Yeah, it's
league.
good to see him back in the league.
Yeah.
in the Final Four or top four. So,
yeah.
but we'll move on to the number 2 seed. We have the Splash Brothers from Scottsdale.
Right in the way.
Wide in the way.
Red carried that team.
They got all their guns back just
But
in
they
time.
got Nick back.
Darren Dorsey's back.
Jay Burks was able to play 6.
Yep.
Jay Burks is a difference maker.
Yep.
That dude is 6'7", close to 300 pounds. Can jump out the gym. I never seen a dude hold a ball look like a baseball before.
I mean, that's in his family. He was that big. He was bigger than me at the age of 8. Okay.
He made Terrell Suggs look small.
Oh, that's
look. 10 of his hands, one of his hands is 10 of mine. Okay.
When he holds the ball, I can't even see it. It's like this. I can't even see the ball. His hands are so
Like when he
big.
misses, you go, why? How did you miss that? When he missed the dunk tonight, you like, how did you miss it?
He is the most dominant big man now. I don't know if anybody else in the league can actually hang with him.
Yeah, I think he's the key for them.
Yes.
Only thing I'm scared about, I just don't know if they have enough basketballs to go around. They got a
the
lot of
thing. I mean,
scores.
that's the thing. You got Nick, you got Darren.
Darren's commanding shots,
Eli.
Nick's commanding shots, Eli's going to be commanding shots. Who knows if Brad Carroll plays?
Yeah, you're putting Cal and Kyle on the bench.
Fred,
They don't even
too.
play. They don't even play.
Right.
It's just so damn deep.
And then that's the thing, is if the game is flowing well for them, they can get any shot. But you got so many people on that team that when it comes clutch time, they actually want to do it. I want to see how that gels
Yes.
when
This is
tournament
like
comes in. Because you know what? Believe it or not, I think that's what kind of hurt them in the national tournament.
Exactly.
Sometimes you almost have too many stars.
It's almost 2 stars. It's like the same problem with people who don't have enough stars versus too many stars. You don't know who to go to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know your role. Maybe take a little back seat, maybe 1 or 2 games. You have to know to take a back seat. Doesn't mean you're a bad player. Nobody respects you, but you just got to know your role on the team, right? So we'll see if anybody wants to take a back seat going into the game when the game's on the line. So it'll be interesting to see. Like you said, the national tournament, that's what cost them.
Right.
They had 4 guys who can shoot the ball anytime they wanted to, but
So when they're freelancing, you know, and things are rolling, freelance basketball is easy to play.
Yes.
When it's them last 8 minutes, crunch time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crunch time.
The
when
teams
everybody's
start
locked
D'ing
down.
up.
Exactly.
So, number 1, old school, Palm
champs.
Valley, defending champs, 8-0, well, 7-0 right now, but most likely going to be 8-0
Yeah,
by Sunday.
I think
Haven't lost a game,
You know, ever. You're not.
ever. Never lost a game.
The funny part is, you know, the league is still growing at Palm Valley.
Yeah.
It got competitive this year, but the one thing that makes them tough, even in the tournament, this tournament, is they got deeper. They picked up Adam.
Yes.
They
That's
picked
big
up
key.
another big dude,
Ben.
Big Ben.
Big Ben, yep.
Gerald is oil, and they trust each other. They're probably the oldest team in the league. That's why they're old school. But they're so detailed. And when you make a mistake against them, they make you pay.
I've never seen that team rattled. They're always in control.
I mean, we fought them hard last week.
Yeah.
We got close. We were down
They just
3,
always
down 4. But, you know, every time we got to about 4 or 5 points and we made a mistake, they made us pay. They'll push it right back up to 10, just like that.
That is the biggest key in this league, these tournaments. It's just you have to have that control, that just understanding of the game when it comes down to crunch time like that. That's
Right.
what makes old school so good. Like you said, they don't get rattled. And
They're, I mean, what are they, 20-0? 4 games in the tournament?
16 in the regular season.
Yeah, 16, 20-0. And like I said, don't get me wrong, they're going to have their run for more. But you have to give them a clear shot, because if you get any type of route now, I do think there's some teams out of Scottsdale
Yep.
they have the size to match up with them. They have the athletic ability to beat them down the court.
Yep.
But I see the composure out of old school that even the teams like Splash Brothers, 20 or better, may not have.
Yeah.
That may separate them.
That's what makes old school so well. I think last year people were surprised by them. I think nobody knew what to expect from them.
Right.
A lot of teams were rushing a little bit, trying to press because they look a little older. Put some less run on them, but they're making mistakes. Old school capitalized. So maybe this year they won't come in as a big surprise anymore. Some teams are gunning for them a little bit, so it'll be a little bit tougher. But you've got to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we were able to catch up with their team captain, Rod Jackson. So here's Rod.
You know, y'all go into the tournament now. The tournament is a week away, maybe 2 weeks away. Y'all going into the tournament as the favorite. You got the ball so hard that won the national tournament. You got Bibby over in Scottsdale. You got a couple good teams in Gilbert. Tell me what your team expects this year from the tournament.
We expect to get to everybody's best, like you mentioned earlier, with Ball So Hard winning the tournament. That was exciting to kind of put Arizona on the map. We look forward to competing against those teams and truly seeing what we are. I think if we come out and do those little things, which we're going to need to do because they are big, those are physical teams, but we shoot well, so I'm excited about what our chances are.
I kind of bragged on the show last week about how your experience as a team prevails y'all. And, a lot of teams are talking about a lot of the Scottsdale teams, a lot of things. And y'all just kind of fly under the radar. Give the Ultimate Hoops crowd, the teams around, what Old School is about. Tell them a little bit about why Old School kind of prevails the way they prevail.
Okay, you know what? We kind of like the name Old School because we think about the little things, blocking out, guys talking on defense, making sure they understand what their role is, and that's why we've been able to be successful in the tournaments and just in our regular season league. So that's kind of what we hang our hat on, doing those little things to help get the W. So,
thank you, Rod. Thank you, Rod. And there you have it, Rod Jackson. As the Old School got one more week, and they're going to try to go for another undefeated regular season, and hopefully take it into the playoffs. I'm Maurice Slane. This is Rod Jackson. We see y'all next week.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, that was Rod. He's probably one of the most underrated point guards in the state.
Oh, yeah.
He's a solid point guard.
Like I said, that Old School is just another team. Like I said, Rod, they know who their shooters are. They know who they go to.
Having big man down low.
They have big
defending the
man.
block, yeah.
They bring the right pieces off the bench at the right time.
Yes, that's key too. The rotation.
And they don't cry about it. When you think they're going to get routed, or you think you made a run on them, they know when to call the timeout and get things under control.
Yeah, Rod. You talked to them right there. Rod knows the game. They understand their game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest key for these guys. They know their role. They know their game.
And they do the one thing that a lot of athletes, a lot of basketball players do. They make the game simple.
It's a simple game.
We try to make it so hard. Kids that are watching this around the world, anybody that's watching this, basketball is a simple game because it's here and it's in short. But if you don't take control of that and you try to make it difficult, you get outside of yourself. And they're very comfortable and they're inside themselves.
Like we're talking about, they're the Spurs. They just play well, right?
But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tournament time is here.
Oh yeah, that wraps it up. That's all the seedings, 28 through 1. So this is going to be fun.
It'll be fun, man. I'm very excited for it, man. 28 teams. That's a lot of work for us. But
this is a true state champion.
Oh yeah.
So for the first time, we have all 4 clubs represented. So.
And you in the U Hoops Nation, you're gonna get to see if Ball So Hard, the national champ, prevails in Arizona.
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna be sick about that if they don't prevail?
We could have had 5 teams in Arizona the national tournament. All 5 could have won.
I would have loved to see. Our top 5, I think, could have easily won the national championship.
I agree. One of the 5.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Final question: who's gonna win it all?
I'm going with my Scottsdale Splash Brothers. They just got too deep with adding Darren, big man Jay. I don't think anybody can stay with Jay. Darren, if he goes hot, if he wants to take over, he will. My road to the championship goes to Splash Brothers.
What about you, Mo?
I'm gonna do this.
Don't do it.
Ball So Hard are gonna give everybody a run for their money because they play better after they lose.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But till they're beating, it's like Muddy Mayweather. I'm taking Old School.
I said don't do it, man. Overpick. I hate picking against Ball So Hard because, like Mo said, they come out with after a loss. But there's
let's talk about it. Either PV Stars or Staff Brothers. Let's do it.
Hey, if we both make the finals, who are you playing for? Staff Brothers or PV Stars? One of us making the championship.
Well,
one of us making the championship, right?
Y'all cut the check for me. Ultimate Who cut the check? Staff Brothers. But if my check don't come through that way, PV Stars.
All right. Who you taking? Kamish?
I'm gonna go with Ball So Hard. National champions, man. Can't go.
I hate.
They didn't have Zach tonight.
I know.
And they gave Splash Brothers a run.
I hate picking up against them. But Splash Brothers looks.
I think Zach makes a huge difference for them down low.
And he's starting to come into his own.
Yes.
He's starting to come in his own.
He's realizing he has to play aggressive and he's just that much more athletic than anybody else. If he just plays to his full potential.
Their defense just goes up another notch with Zach in the middle. So
we'll do a dinner bet.
Gatorade bet. Gatorade bet. I mean, this is by far. I don't know how many teams are in everywhere else, but 28 teams. That's a lot of teams, and this is almost like a March Madness here.
Yeah.
Because you got some teams that are middle of the road. You got your easy games. But guess what? After the first night, probably the first couple games, you can have some pretty good upsets.
And you know what? I think the best thing about our tournament, I don't want to take anything away from the Pro-Am or any other leagues. They all run great leagues. But this is the only tournament where you're playing against teams you've never played against all season.
Right.
Right? You get to see new faces, new teams, and it's just everyone's 0-0 now.
Yeah.
Records don't matter. Nobody cares. You're 6-2 in Scottsdale. Doesn't matter. Everybody's fighting for that state champion, and I think that's what makes this tournament unique and different. And nobody else can copy what we do because
Nobody else has 28 teams.
nobody has that. You know, you're playing against the same teams in other leagues. You know,
And
So-
it's only getting stronger. And I think after this is done,
Word
you
will
know,
spread. Word will spread.
I will say that I've even got some inquiries of some other teams joining at Palm Valley already. And you know some teams are going to try to, the next league starts in 2 weeks?
Well, it starts in
3 weeks?
July.
Yeah, in July.
Summer
Yeah,
season-
everybody
summer
going to get
season's
in
hot.
one more time before they take off. You know, some of our guys that take off back to doing their
Europe League.
Yeah.
So
So we'll see. This weekend starts.
Don't let me down,
let's
Splash
wrap it
Brothers.
up. We'll see everybody Tuesday night. Thanks, guys.